Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and Carlton Club Corner. How many Carlton Football Club Corner episodes does it take for the public to understand that the club is broken? Broken club. It's in tatters, the club. I reckon it's about 8 episodes since I started saying we're in trouble and I didn't like the way things were going. That was sort of mid last year. After we were sitting on, not on top of the ladder, second on the ladder, I think, after around 12 or something. About 2 weeks after that, I started sort of scratching my head and going, all doesn't seem well there. I don't know. It's just saw some signs, the way Michael Voss was coaching, some of the things he did, some of the players just weren't themselves. He changed the game plan. He just shuffled everything around. And from then, nosedive. So do the haters believe me now? Do they believe that we're in trouble? That we should rebuild? Let me know in the comments. Because it's gotten worse if you ask me. 3 weeks, no win. You tell me. Should I just calm down? It's only 3 weeks. I hate the way I keep hearing the analogy that Brisbane were 0-3 or 0-4 or 0-5 last year. And, look what they did. They ended up winning the premiership. Yeah, but let's not compare Carlton to Brisbane. Let's get that out of your head. If that's an analogy people want to make, you're wrong. Brisbane, 5 straight final series, 3 preliminary finals, 1 grand final lost by under a kick, and last year they won. So do not compare Carlton to Brisbane, okay? It's 2 different teams. They're miles apart. Like I said, Carlton Football Club is broken. It's like the heart's been ripped out of the club. It's like, I don't know, do we break a mirror? Do we see a black cat? What's happened? What's happened since round 12 last year? I have my theories, but I get shot down for them. But yet after 30 years, we still haven't won a premiership. So no, I must be wrong. I mean, people, in the comments call me, oh, you're not a real supporter. I've been supporting this club longer than a lot of you people have been alive. Okay? I want them to win games. I want them to be. I told you a couple of episodes ago, I went through the period of the 80s and 90s where they were dominant and winning premierships. And rewatched the 70s premierships when they were so dominant and arrogant. And, they were one of the biggest clubs in Australia. Not anymore. Not anymore. 100,000 members, but you play like a brand new club. Like there's no substance there anymore. There's just nothing that we can put our hat on and say, oh, this is Carlton. This is our identity. We have no identity. We have no game plan. We have no substance. So 2 examples of the broken club are Harry Mackay and Elijah Hollands' absences. So obviously they're both different circumstances, but ultimately they've ended up in the same result with both of them taking time away from the club. Taking time away from the club. What's football got to? Everyone, every person on the face of this earth has problems, has issues in normal everyday life, okay? Whether it's minuscule or they're big ones, everyone has issues to deal with. That's called life, okay? So when we get to the likes of Harry Mackay, who all of a sudden just decides it's all too hard for him. He's getting scrutinised for, his poor performances. Hey, Harry, I'm going to say one thing to you. This is AFL football. You are a very highly paid footballer, okay? If you can't deal with the criticism and what goes on in AFL football, whether it's right or wrong, it is what it is, okay? If you can't deal with it, by all means, hand in your resignation, retire from the sport, and move on. Okay? That's fine. No hard feelings. Move on. I understand. You got to remember something, people. Football is not for everyone. Okay? It's not for everyone. So if it's too hard for someone, by all means, step away. I have no issues in that. I'd rather someone step away so we can bring someone else on the list or draft someone next year and have a full complement of the lists rather than have Harry Mackay on the list doing nothing, not showing up. No, I don't feel like playing. Really? You're a leader of that club, mate. You've let the club down. I'm sure the club's done everything to help you, and yet it's too hard. Now, some might say it's a bit harsh, but the reality that we're living in is a Carlton Football Club, and this is totally, I'm speaking on a football matter here, okay? This is football based. This has got nothing to do with personal, and, I hope he's okay. I really do. Because it's a shit feeling not feeling good. It really is. I understand. It's, life can be tough. But you don't have to play football, Harry. There are other options, mate. You can go get a normal job when no one will ever scrutinise you, okay? So, by all means, go and do that if you want to do that, but not here. Not here. You're not doing it to this club that's right now is bleeding, okay? We can't have people like you and Elijah Hollands who comes to the club after 1 year and decides, I've got a problem, I can't play anymore. Really? You retire too, buddy. Okay? You got a problem, go fix it. It's got nothing to do with Carlton. It's got nothing to do with football. So go away, fix your life, and leave us alone. Okay? We need people who want to play for this club. Okay? We don't need people who want to play on their dime. It's on the club's dime. Okay? That's what we need at Carlton. We need people that care. We don't have that anymore. We don't have anyone that cares about this club anymore. No one. Okay? That's the feeling I get. That's how I feel when I watch Carlton. Look at Tim Kelly. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. He came out at the start of the year, right before the season even started, and said he wasn't enjoying his footy at all. At all. However, he continues to rock up, continues to play, whether he enjoys it or not. He knows he's on a big contract. He doesn't want to let the team down. That's his job. Okay? Again, he's another one that can walk away, but he chooses not to. He chooses to fight through it and help. But yet these two just decide to take the easy way out and say, I'm not playing. And as a club, a broken club that we are, we accommodate it. We can accommodate it, and like I said, give them all the help they need to get better. But you're not required at this club. Go away. Get out, both of you. So do you remember in last week's Club Corner, I said we should trade Harry Mackay because he doesn't care. And that was even before the news of him stepping away from the club became public. Well, look what's happened. I could see from afar that he just didn't care. Or maybe he cares too much. What is it? Does he care too much or he doesn't care? I just think he wants things his own way. It's a team game, buddy. It's not going to happen. So, should we trade him now or do we keep persisting with him? I know what I'd do. Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you trade Harry Mackay at the end of the year? Now, last week I also spoke about the rebuild and how it should start immediately, right? I've got a few very strong people who disagreed with me in the comments. Do you still disagree? Is the season over? Should we start rebuilding now? Or at least thinking about it at the end of the year? Or do we continue with the same old team and not blooding any youngsters and just playing Sam Doherty and, Haynes? I forget his name. He's been at that club for 2 weeks. What's his name? Haynes? Nick Haynes? Do we continue with these hacks over 30? They're hacks. I heard a comment the other day that said Carlton are playing analog football in a digital era. How true is that? That's so true. I also said last week that we're playing 2023 football in 2025, which is kind of along the same lines. We're disjointed. We've got no structure. We've got no desire. We've got desire for 10 minutes, and that's it. When we're in front, we're great. When we're behind, it's over. Or when we're behind, when we're challenged. When we're challenged, we just fall to pieces. Just the club as a whole, not any individual, as a whole, get to the individuals in a minute, as a whole are broken and they just give up. It seems like they give up. It's all too hard. Now, against the Western Bulldogs last night, we had Lewis Young kick 2 goals. Can't remember the last time he kicked a goal, let alone 2. We had Brady Kemp kick 5. Charlie kicked 3, all in the first half. So where were you, Charlie, in the second half? And who else kicked one? I think it was Jesse Motlop. So we had 4 goal kickers, maybe 5. There might have been another one. But 5 goal kickers. How do you win games with 5 goal kickers? How do you win games kicking 70 points? We've kicked 69, 66 or 60 last week and 75. Mate, that's not how you win games of football. I'm sorry, Vossi, mate. You've had your chance. You had the premiership list last 3 years, in my opinion, right? Not that we were going to win the premiership, but give us a chance. The only chance we had was 2023. And mind you, the first half of the season, we were 3-11. And then I don't know what happened. The switch turned. Something just clicked. I think I've even mentioned it on Club Corner before. Zach Fisher, Paddy Dow, Jack Silvani, they helped us. 2 of those 3 are gone now. Jack Silvani's down back, so that's he played all right last night, but that you consider him gone from the forward line because he was integral in that forward line. Matt Owe's gone. Yet we continue to keep that hack, Zach Williams, injured again. What do you know it? Of course he's injured again. Why do we continue keeping this footballer? My God, this club has become a laughingstock. Seriously, they continue to keep the Zach Williamses on the list. And then they wonder why they don't win games. Oh, scratch your head. That's the reason why. Not solely him, but my God, get rid of this guy at the end of the year. Last week I said, let's attach our first pick so we can get rid of him because he's on a big contract. Pay him out. We're not attaching nothing. Delist him at the end of the year. I don't care if he's got 2 years left. Pay him his money. I'd rather have a kid on minimal money than him on the list. Simple as that. He needs to leave. Docky needs to leave. Mitch McGovern needs to leave. Oh, it's the same old culprits, mate. It is the same old culprits at Carlton. And it's becoming more and more frustrating. And not just me. Last night after the game, on Talkback Radio, I reckon every Carlton supporter that called up said Voss has got to go. Almost everyone. I'm talking a dozen at least. Voss has got to go. We've had enough. We're fed up. So, are you guys fed up? Because I am. I've been fed up for months, since last year. Nothing's changed. Are we fed up now? Have we had enough? Or are we just going to go, nah, that's okay, it's only 3 games. Are we going to continue that diatribe? Or are we going to, have we had enough as Carlton supporters? Even the way they talk to us. Oh, yeah, late withdrawal. He had the sniffles, Harry Mackay, last week. Really? You're going to take us for fools? Just be honest. Be honest. Another thing I just want to mention before I finish off. So after the loss to Richmond, my God, how bad does that look now? They got smashed by Port Adelaide, who are a very average side. So after the loss to Richmond, SEN Radio here in Melbourne, they have a membership day for most clubs, most Victorian clubs anyway. And Carlton's was scheduled after the Thursday night game against Richmond. It was scheduled for Friday, so the next day. Do you know what happened? Most of you probably know. But the club cancelled it because they were embarrassed. They were embarrassed of the backlash they were going to get on the radio, that no one would sign up and everyone would say, no, you're not getting my membership. What a disgrace. How embarrassing is that? Again, you've put yourself in this situation, Carlton. Stand up and stop acting like 5-year-olds. Do something about it. We need to find players that can fight. Not physically, but Tom Liberatore, you guys watched it last night. That's a captain. That's a captain that willed his team over the line. Does everything in his power to make his team win. Everything. Every week he gives 2,000%. They're the kind of players we need. We don't have one. And don't give me Patrick Cripps. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Again, 5 kicks, 17 handballs. Not good enough. Not good enough, mate. You need to convert those into kicks. You can't kick. That's my view on you. But anyway, and my view on him is he doesn't make us a better team. He's a great player, but he does not make us a better team. It's been proven. He won the Brownlow, and we didn't do much. We couldn't beat St Kilda. We didn't score in Brisbane. He was on their team. He doesn't make us better. Good player, does not make us better. That's why last week I said we need to trade him. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. I'm getting a bit frustrated. So we play Collingwood this week, and I promise you I'm leaving you with this and I'm done. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I fear a hiding coming on. Nothing good can come of next week. Nothing. If we lose, it becomes 0-4. If we get smashed, more questions will be asked from the media, not just Carlton supporters. If, and I mean a big if, by any chance we manage to win, we're just wallpapering over the cracks. It's a lose-lose situation. But we've put ourselves in that situation. I'm just going to remind you that we've won 2 out of the last 12 games. We've only beaten West Coast and North Melbourne. That's 2 out of last year's bottom 3. And that was last year we haven't won a game this year. So I'm going to leave you with that. There you have it. Another episode, Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Love reading your comments. Haven't been replying to most of them because there's so many of them. I do have a life. I do work. So this is something I do in my spare time. If I can, I'll reply to them. But I read most of them. So let's just leave it there and we'll see you on the next one.